All right, the show goes on the Arise Exchange and Arise News. The African Development Bank Statistics Department, in collaboration with the National Institute of Statistics Rwanda, is hosting the second edition of the Innovate Africa Symposium in Kigali, which is a lovely city. Centered on strengthening data governance in the African data ecosystem, the symposium addresses recent significant advancements in data governance that will ultimately benefit the entire continent, highlighting the pivotal role of robust data governance frameworks in harnessing data for socioeconomic growth in the digital era. Participants include an eclectic mix of leaders from government, civil society, the private sector, academia, and international organizations who deliberate on enhancing transparency, efficiency, and innovation through effective data governance. Let's take some excerpts.
Data governance provides the essential rules, policies, and standards that ensure responsible data use throughout its life cycle. Africa is witnessing an unprecedented surge in data generation and digital connectivity. Internet penetration has risen sharply, with 43% of Africans connected in 2023 compared to just 7% in 2010. Over 520 million mobile subscribers across the continent are contributing to a digital revolution, with mobile data traffic expected to grow by 33% annually by 2025. And that is one of the fastest growth rates globally. In parallel, Africa's data center market is projected to grow at a 15% compound annual growth rate from 2021 to 2026, signaling strong investments in digital infrastructure and cloud computing. The continent's public cloud services spending is also expected to reach $5.5 billion by 2026, further driving Africa's data and digital revolution. Despite these strides, the continent still faces challenges in ensuring that the data we produce are actually leveraged for sustainable development. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, reports that only 55% of SDG indicators have sufficient data coverage in Africa, further highlighting the need for improved data systems and governance. Moreover, with a rapid increase in data generation, comprehensive data governance frameworks are crucial to unlocking the full potential of data in driving socio-economic transformation, innovation, and sustainable growth across Africa. One area that stands to benefit significantly from improved data governance is administrative data. This includes data collected by government agencies during the normal course of their operations, such as tax records, civil registration, health records, and education statistics. Thus, data from administrative sources are a powerful resource for public policy and development programs. However, the full potential of this rich source of data are often unrealized due to issues relating to data quality, fragmentation, and governance. Ladies and gentlemen, at the African Development Bank, through initiatives such as the African Information Highway and its Data Innovation Lab component, we are dedicated to enhancing and strengthening Africa's data ecosystem. The African Information Highway has been a transformative platform, enhancing data sharing across the continent and providing a central hub for statistical data.
I'm Chief Statistician of the IMF, and the role of the IMF is to ensure there's global financial stability and sustainable economic growth. And there's a lot of data needed for that. There are big changes, big challenges to the economy, globalization, new global production change, but also fragmentation, tensions between different blocks in the world. There are developments in financial instruments, digital money. There are new areas that we need data on, climate, the risks of climate for the economy. And that means that in order to have data-driven decision-making, we really need to have good data. And we statisticians play a very instrumental role in to ensure there is good data, and there are challenges. It's also clear that we cannot stick to surveys anymore, to administrative registers anymore. We have to look in other data sources that give us insights in more granular information, more timely information about topics that are otherwise very hard to measure, like internet trade, digital economy. And that's why we want to invest in these new data sources, and we have to do that together. We have to do it together to find out what is the real important questions that there are. What data do the policymakers want? What is needed for their work? So we have to find out what is really essential to create the data. And then we have to work together to challenge the difficulties, the methodology challenges to get access to data and to really deliver the data that is needed. We also need to have contact with our stakeholders to find out what's really needed to explain our data, to communicate our data in a very user-friendly way. With dashboards, with other communication means, and also here we can work together and find out what works and what does not work.
The commitment is reflected in our ongoing investments in the infrastructure that's necessary for robust data collection, storage, and analysis. From data centers to device accessibility, we're laying the foundation for the future, a future where data informs every aspect of governance, of decision-making, and policy-making. We also recognize infrastructure alone is not enough. We're equally committed to developing a skilled workforce, one that's capable of harnessing the power of data. Rwanda proudly hosts 3 world-class academic programs: the University of Rwanda's African Center of Excellence in Data Science, which has also been supported by many partners such as the World Bank, Carnegie Mellon University Africa, and the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences. These institutions are training the next generation of not just Rwandan, but African data scientists, ensuring that we have the capabilities to not only collect data, but also know how to analyze and use it effectively. Many of our own government institutions, including the ministry, now have data scientist positions that are either filled or looking to be filled in the next couple of years. In addition to the infrastructure and talent, we're also prioritizing data security. We've implemented robust laws and policies to safeguard data privacy and protection. In fact, just this month, the ITU, which is the International Telecommunications Union, in their Global Cybersecurity Index, ranked Rwanda amongst the top tier globally in cybersecurity. This achievement underscores our commitment and understanding that cybersecurity is essential to not just data governance, but national development and economic prosperity, especially as we increasingly go digital. Therefore, we should not forget about this as we invest in our data ecosystems. I also want to share a few practical examples of how our government has used data and technology. During the last population census, which was conducted by NISR, they were able to use satellite imagery in partnership with our Rwanda Space Agency to inform the distribution of households in Rwanda, which also informed the logistical requirements to be able to deliver the census both effectively from a cost perspective, but also from a time perspective.